Your unconscious expectations of your specific person is what is keeping them at bay. So if you recently felt ghosted, or if your specific person doesn't want to spend as much time with you, doesn't want to communicate as much, and it almost feels like you need to abandon your hopes and dreams and abdicate your hopes and dreams of like being together and proceeding with your relationship forward. Well, in this video, my friend, you'll see exactly how you self-created this situation by being attached to your unconscious expectations. And more importantly, if you stay with me until the end, you understand how you can let go of these expectations once and for all, so that you can get contact back, so that you can let them come back. Because as you will see again, my friend, like expectations, they're almost like subtle manipulation attempts that we're trying to like to that we're trying to use on others to ensure the fact that they will give us love, affection, attention, and whatever we want from them, validation, acceptance, so on and so forth. And once we understand the mechanism of expectations and how it works, then we can manage it more effectively, more efficiently, so that we can actually get what we want from the relationship with our specific person. Well, that being the case, I think it's like a huge intro, so let's directly get into the topic. Hey there, if you're new to the channel, I am Daniel, the host of the Soulful Relationships Experience, the creator of the Soulful Relationships Experience, a one-on-one coaching program that helps you experience the most uplifting, conscious, and meaningful relationships by letting go of any codependency, by letting go of any manipulative dynamics, by letting go of narcissistic people, and healing the pain you feel from the past hurtful relationships you've experienced. So yeah, that's why today we'll be talking about expectations, so that you can understand how you can work through them. And I'll give you a great example of like a client of mine, or like a person I've been communicating with, how she applied this process and how she got instant contact again from her specific person. So a lot of valuable information to be shared. But first, let's start with this one most important concept that you need to remember, which is the fact that the relationship you have with your specific person, like the whole of the relationship, everything that you're experiencing together, the attitude your specific person have towards you, all of this is you pushed out. And now you might have heard Neville Goddard speak about this, right? It's in Neville Goddard's teaching. He speaks about how everybody we get in contact with in our life, like every person we meet, he's reflecting the attitude we have towards our own beliefs. So it's like people are always reflecting what we feel we deserve, who we feel we are, what we feel our relationship to life is. Now, to give you an example, let's look at this diagram, let's look at this illustration for a moment, and I will try to use it to share with you a couple of examples that maybe you relate to. So let's say you really like a specific person that you met a while ago, and it's like you wanna manifest interest from him towards you, right? So this is your intention. And so maybe you've gone on a date or two with them, and so you found that he's semi-interested. He isn't like all in, he isn't, or she isn't fully committed, she isn't all in, but she shows you a little bit of interest. She shows you what's possible, or he shows you what's possible. And then you go back home from a date, and now you find yourself thinking in your mind, oh, it would be really nice if they were more interested to me, if they also invited me to a dinner or to a date or something, if they invited me to go to movies together, if they expressed a little bit of more interest and affection in our conversations, in the way we text each other. So it would be great. And you find yourself thinking about that. Now, this is what you expect from them. So what you're thinking is creating a feeling of expectation within you. But now this expectation, it could either be positive, or it could either be like a little bit offended, a little bit resentful. It could be like, I want this from them, but they're never giving it to me. So I feel a little bit offended. I feel a little bit hurt, a little bit resentful that they're not giving me as much attention and affection as I am giving to them. And so you're letting these thoughts, you're letting these feelings cloud your mind, cloud your perception. And now the relationship you have with your specific person is you pushed out. So if you harbor similar feelings in your mind about your specific person, that you feel a little bit resentful that they're not spending as much time with you, they're not as interested, as affectionate as you are to them, and you hold to these feelings, and anytime they come to your mind, you again feel a little bit resentful, a little bit offended. You're like, oof, it would have been great if they did that, but they don't. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. What is it that I'm doing? I need to I need to chase them, I need to possess them, I need to show them how interested I am so that they can understand. And you become more and more attached. And you are keeping that fantasy active in your mind. And so what happens is that they unconsciously, subconsciously feel your attitude. So they're able to perceive your neediness. They're able to perceive your your possessiveness of them. And so when that happens, now I want to ask you this question. When somebody was really, really wanting to spend time with you, and they were really possessive and like attached and really almost they felt dependent on you, did you feel the urge to ask for freedom or to like just not not be there with them, just escape any occurrence you might have with them, any meetings you have with them, because you feel that they need you and you feel as if your freedom is restricted? You felt that, right? Didn't you? So this is really a natural human response, that whenever somebody is like unconsciously trying to take hold of us through their expectations, we feel the need to run for freedom. And so you're making your specific person run away from you by entertaining those expectations, those little attachments, those resentful feelings in your mind. So now, understanding that this is the case, and they're just reflecting this attitude back to you. So that's why they don't want to spend as much time with you. That's why they're not as affectionate, as interested, because you're almost trying to fill this hole, this void on the inside, that you're not able to self-validate, self-accept yourself, give yourself compassion, encouragement, empowerment, whatever you need. You're not able to give that to yourself by yourself. You're wanting it from your specific person, and so you're making yourself dependent on them, and they feel overwhelmed by your expectations. So now they feel pushed away, they go no contact, they ghost you, something like that happens. You create this experience through your own feelings, through the secret feelings you hold towards them. So understanding that this is the case, now it becomes your responsibility, my friend, to let go of your expectations. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But before going there, do you understand how crucial that is? Do you understand that if you feel offendedly resentful about your specific person not being as affectionate to you as you are to them, not being as interested to you as you are to them, not wanting to spend as much time as you want with them, generally not caring about you as much as you care for them, and you feel resentful about that? Do you understand how you create the experience of them not being in your life? They must reflect your attitude, because other people are us pushed out. So other people are always reflecting the attitude we have to our own self, in our relationship to our own self, which is like, this is the only relationship that you always have, the relationship to your own self. It's always there. You cannot escape it. You're always here with you. You're always there for you. And when you make somebody else dependent on having a healthy relationship with yourself, well, you're pushing that person away from you, because you're not having a healthy relationship with yourself. So I know it sounds a little bit paradoxical and abstract, but it works. And if you try this process, now let's go directly into the letting go process, so that you can understand what it is and how it looks like, how it works. Then you can give it a try. And after that, I would highly encourage you, and I would love it if you come back and comment down below what was your experience with that simple process, because I'm sure you experienced, I don't know, tremendous results, because I understand how it works. So here is the process. It includes 3 simple steps you need to try. First of all, you need to be objectively, genuinely honest and inquire about how you are secretly feeling about your specific person in your given situation with them. So let's say you just, I don't know, you just had a date a week ago, but now they don't contact you. And now you've become a little bit attached. So you need to inquire, how am I secretly feeling about my specific person at that situation, at that given situation in which we had a date, and then 1 week passed and there is nothing, like there is no communication. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel resentful? Do you feel offended? Do you feel a little bit needy, a little bit possessive? Do you feel as if there is this urging desire that you want to just take hold of them and not let them go? Do you feel something like that? So how are you secretly feeling about your specific person? And in your given situation, which is basically your last experiences, what did you go through just recently? And how do you feel about this experience? Now you need to be aware of those feelings. This is the first step. Because once you're aware of those feelings, the second step is basically presuming, accepting the potential that they are aware of your thoughts and feelings. So it's like, since all of us have and like share the same consciousness, all of us have the ability to be conscious, aware, here, now, present. So all of us exist. And the same way you exist, your specific person exists. And so if you have expectations for them, this same existence that is aware of your expectations is operating in your specific person and is being aware of the expectations you are having towards them. So they know how you feel about them. They unconsciously feel this resistance. And so presume that they are aware of your thoughts and feelings. Now put yourself in their shoes. This is the secret. Because the moment you understand that you have the ability, through empathy, through sensitivity, to put yourself in any person's shoes, in this case, in your specific person's shoes, and ask yourself, how would I react if I were feeling these feelings towards me? So would I ask for freedom? Would I, like, does it make sense? If somebody is possessive towards me, would I want freedom? Would I want to not talk to him as much? And see if it makes sense. So you need to admit to yourself how you feel, because it's secret. It's like we are not willing to admit our feelings most of the time. We don't want to allow ourselves to be honest and vulnerable. And the moment you become honest and vulnerable and admit to yourself how you're secretly feeling about your specific person, and now the second step, presume that they're aware of how you're feeling towards them. They're aware of your thoughts and feelings that you are directing towards them. And now put yourself in their shoes. So now that you're already in their shoes and you're also aware of how you feel towards them, the third step is to let go of your repressed feelings, expectations, and resentments. So how does this look in practice? Well, it's like, okay, really being honest with yourself. What do I expect of my specific person? Unconsciously, what do I want them to do? What do I want to force them to do almost? And I know I wouldn't want to admit that, but I know I feel it. So how do I feel? How do I secretly feel about them? Do I feel that I want to possess them? Do I feel that I want to have control over them? Do I feel that I want to have them for me? Do I feel that I want them to reply and I will be offended if they don't? How do I feel? So be honest. Be really honest here. And now start letting go of these expectations and resentments. Because when you have an expectation which isn't transparent, then it becomes like a resentment. You start resenting it. You start resenting the other person that he's not fulfilling your expectations, of which you were never transparent with them. So they don't know them, but they unconsciously feel them. That's why in the second step, you presume that they're aware of your thoughts and feelings. That's how, by the way, you become acquainted with transparency, which is like a really powerful strategy you could have in all your interpersonal relationships, like as a way to as a way to relate to your feelings, transparency is like the best strategy you could have. So let go of your repressed feelings and expectations. Feelings being your expectations and resentments and fears and desires, all of that. You need to be aware of it and then let it go. What does it mean to let it go? Well, I've made a lot of videos on that topic, so you can check out. I have a whole playlist on that. But letting go ultimately means that you just become aware and you stay there. So you don't want to change the feeling, right? You just become aware of it. You don't want to remove it. You don't want to change it with a positive one. You don't expect for it to transform. You just stay with that feeling the way it is. And then you're aware. And you become aware that your specific person is aware of how you feel about them. And with all this awareness, just being there, staying there, the letting go happens by itself. It might have already started now that you're watching the video, by the way. I might have unconsciously guided you in that process. Sometimes it happens. So you let go of your repressed feelings until you go in a positive thinking, feeling state about the matter and see how you would react when you were in your specific person's shoes. So when you're already in a positive state of mind, in a surrendered state of mind, in which you don't care about the end result. So let's say you understood that you were possessively attached towards them and you wanted them to to reply back to you, but with this necessity, with this urgency, and you are imposing those feelings on them. And so now you become aware of that. So how you let it go? Well, you let it go by just being aware again, as paradoxical as that sounds. And you can let it go by being aware that your specific person is aware of how you feel about them and feeling this resistance, because it doesn't feel good when other people are expecting things of us that they're not transparent about. It almost feels like an intrusion of our free will, like a form of subtle manipulation. It's like forcing. I want to control you. I want to take hold of you and control you so that I can feel validated, seen, like loved, affectionate, and whatever I want to feel from you. Because I can't give that to myself. And when you let go of your expectations and resentments, here is the magic, my friend. Then you know that you've experienced the letting go, because you will feel lighter. And not only will you feel lighter, but now you'll be able to feel compassion, that you are like compassion for yourself, that you are making yourself suffer, and you are restricting the freedom of your specific person through your expectations. That's why they were running away. And now that you let go of your expectations and resentments, maybe allow yourself to cry if this kind of feelings come up. Maybe allow yourself to just grieve a little. Maybe allow yourself to be angry if angriness comes up. Whatever comes up, just let it be there and be aware. Be here, now, present. And by doing so, you experience, as the example I told you I was going to tell you about, as Sylvie did, like Sylvie, somebody who also watches that channel. So she found that she was feeling resentful about being ghosted in a situation she was going through with her specific person. And so we had this little communication. And I just said to her, okay, why don't you just become aware of what is the belief, the unconscious belief that is being triggered? The unconscious belief, this is the expectation, right? So become aware of the belief, then become aware of how does that feel in your body, let go of those feelings, become aware of your behavioral pattern. What do you do when this belief is triggered? Do you become possessive? Do you start creating all these fantastic sceneries in your mind? Do you put the other person on a pedestal? What is the behavior or thought pattern that you are attached to? Now become aware of that also, and then just stay with the feeling. And that's it, just stay with the feeling. And so she did that. And by doing that for 15 minutes or something, then instantly her specific person contacted her. This is how it works, because now she was able to let go of this unconscious resistance that she was radiating and directing towards them. And now, since it dispersed, this resistance, it just dispersed in space. Now she was feeling neutral. She was in a positive thinking, feeling state. And from that positive thinking, feeling state, her specific person came back to her and messaged her, oh, sorry, it wasn't intentful that I wasn't contacting you. Like, happy birthday. I think she also had a birthday one day ago or something like that. And so he resumed contact. He came back to her. This is how it works, my friend. So this is the process. You need to follow these 3 steps to let go of your expectations and to let your specific person come to you. Now, this is almost like a fast solution. When you try it, it's like it will take you 15 to 20 minutes. You try that and you experience those results. But now, if you're looking to go deeper, if you don't want to sabotage yourself any longer in your relationship to whoever it is you love, your specific person, your dream partner, if you have a vision about them, and maybe you found yourself that you consistently get stuck in a destructive pattern in which like you sabotage all your relationships, and you want to inquire why is it that happens, well, then I highly suggest you schedule a free relationship alignment call, a free relationship alignment session with me, where we can see what is your current situation in your relationships. We can investigate some of the beliefs that are creating your current experiences, and then create a strategy of how you can let them go and transform them, so that you can actually experience the relationships you want with the specific person you have in mind, or with everybody in your life in general. So that being the case, my friend, I invite you to schedule that call. It's free. It's like it will take us for maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half to create that strategy for you, and it will be something really valuable for you. And I offer 3 spots for the next week. So yeah, if you want to take one of them, you can schedule it below. That being the case, my friend, this was everything I wanted to share in this video. So I really trust you found it valuable, you found it helpful. Give this process a try, it works. And then let me know in the comments your experiences, the results of it, because I know that there will be results. And if you're also new to the channel, subscribe to it, to the Soulful Relationships channel, because in this channel, well, you have this is what we'll be talking about relationships, about law of assumption, the power of our feelings, how to let them go, how to work through them, and how to generally experience the most conscious, uplifting, and meaningful relationships. So if this is a vision you have in your relationships, subscribe to the channel, and I would love to see you around. Thank you so much for watching right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. I love you, my friend.